Right now at 6, Missouri overdose numbers are down. We're going to take a look at what current methods are making an impact.
We've got a cloudy and chilly start to the day for us. Rain chances starting to pick up a little later. We'll go over that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, we'll have a few tips to help with childcare for this coming winter break.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Friday, December the 13th.
Yes, it is.
It's a Friday the
Spooky.
13th in December, though. So we discussed what may happen. But on the other hand, Friday the 13th in December could be a good thing.
Yes, lucky.
It could be a lucky day.
Yeah.
I won $5 off of a scratcher ticket this morning.
Well, that sounds pretty lucky to me.
But I lost $5 on the other one, so I didn't really come out ahead. It's a 50-50 split. That's just the way the dice roll sometimes.
And so is life. Yep.
The one lucky thing that we do have in our future is some rain. Yes. We desperately still need some rain across the area, and we're going to start to see some later today. Let's start with a look outside, though. Downtown Pittsburgh, it is not raining at this moment, and it will not be for quite some time, but it is cloudy. We've got cloudy skies across the region. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line in Joplin. It is dry, but again, we are cloudy. On to the future track we go. Isolated to widely scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two as we head into the afternoon hours across the area. We're otherwise cloudy, breezy, and will be a little warmer. Now, that cold front right now is a little further south than where we thought it was going to be overnight. Not by much, but it is further south, but eventually will retreat to the north, and we'll all get in on some warmer temperatures. And it won't be until overnight tonight that these little splotches of rain turn into more meaningful rainfall across the area. 37 in Joplin, 30 in Pittsburgh. I think you can get an idea of where that front may have settled out there. So future track yesterday had it roughly Lamar, just north of Pittsburgh and Chanute, and it came just a few miles south of that. So north of it, still cold, like we were talking about, upper 20s. You get south of the front, upper 30s and low 40s. And with the winds, north of the front making a bigger difference. 15 Iola, 17 is what it feels like in Fort Scott, 18 Yates Center. And of course, once you get south of the front, still feels cold, but not nearly as cold as it is north of the front. Kids get on the bus, 44, cloudy skies. If you're north of the front this early, you'll still be in the 30s. South breeze 5 to 10. The warm front will retreat north. We'll all warm up mid-50s. South winds gusting to 30, maybe an isolated shower or two. And that'll be us for today. Cloudy through the morning. Couple isolated showers this afternoon and evening, mid-50s for our highs. Gusty north or south winds pushing 30, and rain chances increasing tonight. We also have some rain chances Sunday night. We'll go over the full forecast with you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, overdose drug deaths across Missouri have dropped by 23% in 1 year. According to the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services, in the Southwest region alone, the number of deaths fell from 130 to just 100. Medical professionals attribute the decrease to improved education efforts and the wider availability of a life-saving overdose reversal drug called Narcan. KOAM's Lonnie Walton has more.
Unfortunately, I came from a long line of alcoholics, so I had that addiction piece in my biology.
Teddy Steen is the Executive Director of Recovery Outreach Community Center in Joplin, also known as ROC. Steen says the addiction was so bad it stuck to her like glue.
In violent relationships with men and just I could not go. I was under the influence at all times of my life.
Cherie Beebe is the manager of ROC. Like many teens, she started out with marijuana, but with both parents dead at 16, pain and hardship found their way right in the center of her life. Her drug of choice, methamphetamine.
Throughout my process of using meth, it kind of consumed my life. I went through losing my kids. I've been to prison 3 times.
After all these felonies, Beebe said the judge was fed up. That's when she gave her an ultimatum.
The judge was like, "You've been catching felonies since 2011. We'll offer you treatment court or prison." So of course I'm like, I'll take treatment court.
Both Beebe and Steen are now on the upside of life, and so is Missouri when it comes to overdose deaths. Dr. Allison Smith says partial credit goes to the drug Narcan.
Getting Narcan in people's hands has been pivotal. So it can reverse death by getting people breathing again.
Health officials are very thankful for the decline in deaths due to Narcan. They said the best way to keep things down and contained is through education.
My hope is that we just have continued education because education reduces stigma. And
Both Bibi and Steen have words of encouragement for those still struggling with addiction.
It's okay to ask for help. It's okay. I had to ask for help at the very beginning, and look where I am now.
They have so much to bring to the world if they would only let that go.
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
While they decreased 33% statewide, opioids were still present in 65% of overdose deaths this past year. Well, Freeman in Joplin reveals the hospital has made a major change to its mammography services after concerns about quality. Mammography services at the Freeman Women's Pavilion in Joplin have been temporarily stopped since November 7th. After a KOAM inquiry, Freeman sent a statement that says why. Freeman says the move follows concerns raised by the American College of Radiology about the quality of Freeman's mammography services. Now, the organization says the images have failed to meet the ACR's clinical image quality standards as required by the Food and Drug Administration. And the ACR says those images had been substandard since September 13th of 2022. Now, in a statement from Freeman Health System, the provider says, quote, "We have already started revitalizing our protocols, enhancing staff training, and working closely with the manufacturers of our 3D mammography units to calibrate our equipment. We have also established a devoted call line and email assisted service to address patient and provider questions," end quote. Now, in the meantime, breast care and mammography services are being redirected to the Freeman Neosho Hospital Women's Pavilion. Winter break, the roughly 2-week period when schools are out of session, is something kids typically celebrate, but their parents maybe not so much, especially when working parents have to find childcare options for that time. KOAM Samantha Walker has more.
Hoping my mom can help out some, but I'd say it's probably mostly me and my wife handling it.
With holiday break right around the corner, many families are thinking about what they'll be doing for childcare.
I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I guess I'll just watch my kid.
But for some parents, there just doesn't seem to be that many options.
Honestly, I am still kind of working on it, but hopefully I can find some, nice hospitable people that are willing to, take in my kids while working. If not, then I'm just going to have to take a nice week off of work, I suppose, or a couple weeks, depending on, my situation, how it goes and such. Not exactly sure yet, though.
Many parents rely on local programs to help fill that gap. Places like the YMCA often offer a winter camp, and many Boys and Girls programs offer an option for families already enlisted. The Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Missouri's Christmas break program is already full, with 225 kids signed up. Other programs say they expect to fill their rosters as well.
Christmas is our biggest one throughout the entire year, other than summer camp. And we typically sell out.
Camp Now and Then is hosted by the Pittsburgh Parks and Rec Department. Parents can sign up their child for $20 a day for a full host of activities, from play to arts and crafts.
Our whole goal is to keep them active, so they're not just couch potatoes, but we continue to learn socially with other kids because it's ages 5 through 12, so they're getting lots of different grades in there and from different schools too.
Those in charge of childcare programs say it's important families start thinking about their options now before it's too late to sign up and the spots are all filled.
Figure out your holiday plans, figure out what's going on, and if you need childcare, sign up.
But both parents and program organizers say there needs to be more options available for working families.
We do have to work, unfortunately, and the kids have got to go somewhere.
I honestly do think there needs to be a little bit more easy and accessible ways to be able to take care of the kids during the holiday break, hopefully.
Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Now, you can find a list for some local programming options for overwinter break on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Well, a new report from the January 6th riots hold the FBI liable for failure to prepare beforehand. Plus, seniors in England are taking on a new hobby to help boost their mental health and their pints. And how much rain can we expect? Chris will have a full look at your forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch this morning. A key federal watchdog agency sets a new rule to stop excessive overdraft fees charged to accounts by financial institutions. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau announced the changes on Thursday. Now, under the new rule, financial institutions will have 3 options on handling overdraft fees. They could cap their fee at $5, charge a fee that covers only costs and losses, or they could disclose the terms of their overdraft loan just like other loans. Now, the new rule applies to banks and credit unions with $10 billion in assets. It's set to take effect October 1st, 2025. Well, if you're headed across the pond next year, you'll soon have new online approval work to do first to get there. Americans heading to the United Kingdom will have to make sure they fill out new electronic travel authorization forms, also known as ETAs. Now, the new rule takes effect on January 8th, 2025 and applies to all travelers. The application will cost just under $13 and approval can take up to 3 business days. Well, drivers in Seattle shocked at a new road sign. The now blank sign flashing on State Route 99 once read, quote, "One less CEO, many more to go." Now, this sign came after the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. According to the Seattle Department of Transportation, the road sign is from a private construction contractor. The message has been removed before a Seattle DOT official arrived. And a new inspector general's report says the FBI should have done more to collect intelligence before the Capitol riot, even though the Bureau did prepare for the possibility of violence on January 6th, 2021. David Spunt has the story.
The report makes clear there were no undercover FBI agents present on scene. However, 26 confidential human sources or government informants were in the crowd. Only 3 of them were asked by the FBI to be there. 23 others came on their own. Confidential human sources are not undercover agents. They are paid informants who already belonged to groups under law enforcement scrutiny, like the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. Out of the 3 asked to be there by the Bureau, 1 entered the Capitol and 2 others entered a restricted area, the report says. None of these FBI sources were authorized to enter the Capitol or a restricted area or to otherwise break the law on January 6th. Outgoing FBI Director Christopher Wray has repeatedly said any suggestions the FBI instigated the violence that day are, quote, ludicrous.
The answer is emphatically
You're saying no?
No.
You're saying no?
Not
Okay.
violence orchestrated by FBI sources or agents.
FBI critics, including allies of President-elect Trump, say the report only raises more questions.
If there were only 3 that were approved to be there, why were these additional 23 there? What was their role on that day?
None of the confidential human sources that entered the restricted areas were prosecuted. The D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office says it generally has not charged those individuals whose only crime on January 6th was to enter the restricted grounds surrounding the Capitol, and we have treated the sources consistent with this approach. The report also criticizes the FBI for not gathering useful intelligence beforehand. The FBI did not take all the steps that it could have taken to develop as complete a picture of the January 6th threat potential. In a response, the FBI said agents will continue to work with Homeland Security officials to secure the upcoming January 6, 2025 electoral certification.
And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, take a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. We've got cloudy skies out there, but off to the north, yeah, those are winter weather advisories, but they will stay away from us. There's even ice storm warnings in eastern Iowa. Thankfully, we're just looking at rain chances. We'll have a look at those rain chances when we come back.
Well, when it comes to mental health, the nursing home residents over in Britain are taking a glass half full approach. pint glass in that case. Now they're harvesting hops or beer to boost their well-being. CBS's Tina Kraus reports from London.
I've been doing this for over a year, almost a year and a half now. So I've got my route established.
Hello. Hi. Here for Kentucky Harvest?
And I can walk in and say hello to the manager and by, first name. And it's great. They have bags together for me.
Since Bobby Schofield started volunteering to rescue food with the Kentucky Harvest app, she's kept almost 11,000 pounds of food from being thrown away.
I've got it every Thursday. Again, if I want to pick up one or two during the week, I can. I can go on the app any day and say, hey, these are available. Do you want them? And then you choose those. And then you can get your directions and you can get how many bags you expect, etc.
Bobby says it usually takes around 30 minutes to complete a run with the Kentucky Harvest app. In fact, this one that we're on right now, from Thornton's to the Family Scholar House, only took about 15 minutes.
Very easy, extremely easy. They make it easy on you because then you collect more for them.
Which is a good thing, according to Deja Jackson with the Family Scholar House.
We really need partners and volunteers who will help provide that, fill in that gap for not just our participants, but everyone in the city who is really needing food right now.
Jackson says Kentucky Harvest volunteers like Bobby have delivered over 28,000 pounds of food to the Family Scholar House alone this year.
That's a really, really big help. Yeah.
Our volunteers are really the bread and butter of our operation. So those 2.1 million pounds of food that we rescued last year, we would not be able to do without our volunteers.
Aaron Moore with Kentucky Harvest says the app has benefited more than 80 nonprofits this year by collecting excess food from over 191 businesses and restaurants across Louisville.
We're not a food pantry, we're not a food bank, but we're helping fill in the gaps of the existing system that's out there.
It's good. It makes you feel good. Helps your heart.
Addie Miners, WLKY News.
Now let's check in with Chris for a quick look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've got cloudy skies out there this morning. We are dry for the time being, but our rain chances gradually increasing as we head into the evening and overnight hours. We'll take a look at your full forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 6:24 now on this Friday morning. We're going to start with this. This is the Future Track, and we are starting it at noon today. Now, the Future Track, if we were to back it up a couple hours, does show maybe a shower or two this morning, but I think the better chances are going to be as we head into the afternoon. Now, they're still not great chances, as you can see. They're going to be isolated to widely scattered through the daytime hours, but we'll see those rain chances increase as we go into the overnight hours. We're going to stop at 1 a.m. and now take a look. We got a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms, so a bit more meaningful rainfall. And also for our friends up north who are probably freezing right now in our northern counties, this will be a lot better as we head into Saturday morning. That warm front will retreat much further north and allow you guys to have an opportunity to not be so dadgum cold as you are right now. As we go through the morning hours, here we are at 5 a.m. tomorrow. We've still got scattered showers, thunderstorms. Couple of things to note. One, we're not expecting any severe weather. Two, we're going to maybe have a chilly rain here and there, but we will be warm enough that whatever falls will be rain, which is good. I'm not ready for the snow yet. I know it should be doing that. I am not ready for it yet. We go through the day on Sunday. By noon, the last of these showers should be out of here. We're going to be left with gusty winds as this low pressure system tracks on off to the northeast. And we'll have mostly cloudy skies. It won't be until much later Saturday that we'll start to see some clearing take place late Saturday evening and into the overnight hours. Now, once we lose the cloud cover, of course, that also means we lose that thermal blanket. So we're going to have a colder night tomorrow night into Sunday, but then we'll warm back up. We'll go partly cloudy initially. Clouds will increase through the day Sunday. Now, Sunday, it's going to be warm, a bit breezy. It's going to be dry. It'll be late Sunday night into early Monday morning, and we'll get another round of showers and thunderstorms. And again, at this time, not anticipating any kind of severe weather with the thunderstorm activity. Temperatures, it is 37 in Joplin. East-southeast breeze at 6 is making it feel like it's 32. That warm front has retreated a little further south, even just through the morning hours, and because of that, a larger area in our viewing region here, cold, upper 20s, but then you get immediately south of that front and take a look. We've got upper 30s and low 40s. because that front, again, did sink a few miles further south than what we were anticipating. And because of that as well, with the winds, if you're north of the front, look at that, feels like 15 in Iola, 19 in the Yates Center and Fort Scott. It feels much colder up there. You get down here, it does feel colder with the wind, but not as significantly colder as it is north of that front. And that's why I was saying some great news. That front will lift north today, and you'll have an opportunity to warm up with the rest of us. Cloudy skies out there, mid-40s to start, some upper 30s in our northern counties. That front will lift north through the morning. Should be in the low 50s by 11 a.m. Cloudy skies, again, isolated shower or thunderstorm this afternoon. Mid-50s for our high. South breeze gusting upwards of 30. Those gusty winds continue tonight. Temperatures leveling out thanks to the cloud cover and the rain. Will eventually fall to the upper 40s tonight. A few scattered storms and, again, still windy out there. We'll be nice and warm tomorrow. 60, low 60s Sunday. Showers, storms Sunday into Monday. Cold front still looking to get here Tuesday, just later in the day. So we'll have an opportunity to warm up, and then it gets much colder behind the front, back into the upper 20s overnight. Chilly temperatures in the second half of next week. A few more showers possible Wednesday morning. Let's check your forecast. Now here's Elise with Health Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. The health risks from smoking are widely known, but a new study from the American College of Cardiology finds smoking tobacco in the teenage years and early 20s can cause lasting damage to heart muscle and function. Now, the study found a link to dangerously enlarged hearts after just a few years of smoking. The researchers say it's a reminder about the importance of smoking and vaping prevention programs. The World Health Organization says global malaria cases rose in 2023 with 11 million more cases than the previous year. The mosquito-borne disease was blamed for nearly 600,000 deaths. Officials say the problem remains widespread in Africa, especially for children. Now, there is a need for more funding for insecticide-treated nets, medicines, and other life-saving tools. And a California child is now believed to have contracted bird flu after drinking raw milk. Marion County public health officials say the child ingested contaminated milk and later experienced symptoms like fever and vomiting. Now, they suspect due to bird flu. The child has recovered, but no other family members became sick. Health officials say the risk to the public remains low, but discourages any raw milk consumption. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, a Crawford County farmer is using new technology in hopes to provide a better product.
And we've got a cloudy and somewhat chilly start to the day. We have rain chances increasing as we go later today. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, Watered Gardens in Joplin held its annual Christmas market in hopes to help area families this holiday season.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:32. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Friday, December the 13th.
Yes.
I think it's going to be a fine day.
Yes, I do too. A lucky day.
Yeah, hopefully
nothing
so.
Nothing spooky, nothing bad. Yes.
I'm definitely there is real wood built. Yeah. There's real wood in this thing. So yeah, definitely want to do that just to be sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got that to deal with. Outside of that, though, it's a bit of a cold day for some of our friends up north.
Sure.
It'll be warmer for everyone a little later, and then we've got rain chances, which is great news because we do need some rain across the area. We're gonna start with a look outside though from our camera downtown Pittsburgh. It is dry for now, and it will be for a little while, but the skies are cloudy. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line, dry and cloudy as well. Here's the future track by about noon. We're looking at some isolated to widely scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. As we go through the morning, here's that warm front, and by this afternoon, it will go ahead and clear on up to the north, so our friends up north here can actually warm up today. Cloudy skies otherwise, gusty south winds out there. Initially through the daytime hours, showers, thunderstorms very isolated to widely scattered. Overnight, those chances will increase, but no severe weather is expected, which is good. 37 Joplin, 30 in Pittsburgh, and here's that warm front right here. And you can see north of it, mid-upper 20s north of this front. Down south, upper 30s and low 40s. So, of course, with the light breeze, the winds making it feel much colder up north. 15 Iola, 19 Yates Center, Fort Scott. So where the colder air is, the wind chill a bigger problem. That does still feel cold down here, but it's not as cold as it is up north. But again, that warm front will go back up north and warm all of us up. So kids get on the bus, mid-40s for most of us. Up north, probably still in the 30s by 7 a.m. South breeze 5 to 10. But by this afternoon, cloudy skies, breezy, south winds gusting to 30, 55 when the kids come home on that bus. So again, showers possible this afternoon and into the evening hours, maybe a rumble of thunder. Highs for us today, mid-50s. Temperatures level out this evening and rain chances increase overnight. We'll go over the details in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. With the harvest season in the rearview mirror, farmers across our area now look towards the next season. Now, some of them are adding new innovations to help their fields to help produce better quality crops and higher yields. Now, one farmer in Crawford County tells us how he's combining two different types of technology to boost productivity.
I was always wanting to irrigate and grow a really good corn crop, and so I had the opportunity when my son bought this property here with the big pond. We decided that we would go ahead and try to put in an irrigation system.
Irrigation saves a lot of water, and you can get every acre of the field. We can do it in hilly ground where pivots can't run. We can do it on about any piece of ground, and it just saves a lot of water.
Well, the irrigation will increase the yield substantially. And like I said, I've lived through years when I was farming. I lived through years when it was dry and we just didn't raise a crop. And so this will, it'll guarantee at least a decent crop.
Generally, we're in the $2,500 to $3,000 per acre.
I do think it'll be well worth it to increase the corn yield. And the solar system, that with the REAP grant that we qualified for, pays for half of the solar system. So that was icing on the cake. We wanted to get it done as soon as we can so that then we'll get the solar system put up when we get done here with the irrigation, and then hopefully by May we'll be ready to start irrigating corn. I've got 3 grandsons and they're the future, and I feel good about leaving something for them that they can benefit from, from now on.
Now, Rick says he doesn't know of anyone else in the area combining subsurface irrigation with solar power, which would make this farm one of a kind. U.S. Cellular makes a donation of music equipment in Pittsburgh yesterday. The gear, a gift to the Josiah Fletcher Foundation to support using music and community service to uplift and empower individuals in southeast Kansas. Among the donations, wood wind cleaning kits, drum kits, and a marching bag for clothing and other items.
We have a lot of cleaning kits. We have some patches for the letter jackets that the kids can get from band, and they can receive the patches so that even if you're not going to the same school, you can still have the same patch. It's going to offer another sense of almost brotherhood in the community, kind of, like not necessarily brotherhood, but something similar.
Josiah's sister says Josiah was a lifelong music lover and musician. She says he used music to improve the lives of others. The Josiah Fletcher Foundation continues that legacy. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at Joplin's Watered Gardens Ministries. The organization provided its annual Christmas market, and the program provides a variety of toys, games, clothing, and stocking stuffers, all donated by the community. Now, rather than a price, items are given a timestamp and the amount of time for parents to partner in the Worth Shop to earn the gifts they choose. The idea is to provide hope and dignity for parents and families.
Are working, but they struggle. Maybe there's more month at the end of the money. And rather than just have someone come and give them gifts for their kids, they can come here and shop for the gifts, partner to earn them. We help wrap them, and then they can head out, and just is a great way to make sure that they get to take care of Christmas for their family.
Watered Gardens has provided the programs for years, and this is the first time it's been at Joplin First Church. And for some people, it's just not Christmas without a real tree. Nick Kelly spoke to an expert on just what to look for and how to care for a real Christmas tree.
For many, Christmas isn't the same without picking out and decorating a tree. While some favor artificial trees, others can't resist the allure of taking home a real tree.
This is something that you can invest in, and actually you can plant it in your yard after you're done using it for your celebration to kind of remind you of past Christmases.
Those who choose live trees must know how to care for it. First, bring the tree inside an unheated garage, porch, or shed so it can get used to indoor temperatures. Second, place your tree in a large bucket so enough water can keep the root ball or the bottom of the tree moist. Also, make sure the tree is set up in a safe place away from sources of heat.
If by chance that the tree does dry out, that can become fire hazardous and things like that. Also, the closer the heat source it is, the faster that the water evaporates out of that root mass or tree.
Plus, don't keep a live tree indoors for more than 7 to 10 days. That short time span means people are now flocking to area tree lots, tree farms, and nurseries to get certain varieties of evergreens to spruce up their home for the Christmas holiday. After the holiday's done, those trees will still be put to good use. While some may recycle the trees, others will plant them as soon as the ground warms up enough for digging. After the tree goes in, experts say watering and mulching are key.
Mulching would be beneficial to the trees. We also provide the products here that wouldn't be necessary for root growth, such as like a root stimulator and fertilizing tabs.
All these steps can go a long way to keep your new tree going through the holiday and to help create new holiday memories.
And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. It's Friday, and that means Shannon Becker joins us with his big 3 stories of the week. And we'll have a mostly cloudy day today. What to expect with Chris Warner. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Well, welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning and happy Friday.
You as well. And all the toys all around. I love it.
I know. Look at this. It's amazing.
Quite the festive feel.
Yes, it is.
Let's take a look at the big 3 stories this week. What's happening where you live, our live and local stories. Our number 3 story, a woman who's known to law enforcement with a long history, spent more time in Missouri Department of Corrections, and now has come out and accused of arson at the Delaware Duplex community. It happened this last Sunday night, a fire in an apartment building. You know, they're all kind of packed in there in this street, very, very dangerous.
Right.
According to the probable cause affidavit that was filed, this woman actually, they say, had lighter fluid and poured it all over the floor and set a bedroom on fire upstairs.
Unbelievable.
There were children in the home as well.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
she fled from the fire, walked away from the fire, and then the next day was arrested as she was in someone else's vehicle in a crash and assaulted a man who was involved in the crash that she had caused. It's a bizarre story. It's our breaking news this morning. You have to read more about it on our website. And of course, Elise, I think you guys are covering it as well.
Yes.
Our number 2 story, KOAM News Now, breaking news. A young man, Braxton Thrasher, we've been talking about. He was critically injured as he was struck by a hit and run vehicle. Now, that is an awful looking photo, but Braxton yesterday was up talking and he actually sent a message on Facebook to people. Yeah, so he's in St. Louis. He is recovering. He said, thank you so much for the support from everyone. Domino's Pizza, the other night, they were just going to do one day of 25% off. Now they've extended it through the whole weekend.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. Braxton works at that Domino's there in Carthage. It's only good for the Carthage store. You have to read more on our website or on the Carthage Domino's Facebook page.
Absolutely.
Our number 1 story, this is something you don't see every day. This camera caught a train as it struck a tractor trailer.
Just slices right through it.
Now, this is slow motion, but that tractor trailer, it should be 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
They were saying maybe 50. I mean, that thing is clipping.
Seriously.
And of course, a train doesn't stop for something like that. You know, I think he said he saw it just as it was coming across the tracks. So the tractor trailer was actually running on empty. There was nothing in it. I don't know what he was in a hurry to get home to or something, but the driver was not injured. The train engineer hurt his shoulder.
Okay.
It's bizarre.
That could have been a lot worse.
It totally
Unbelievable.
Could. We've been at that track numerous times, and people have been struck before. And then our bonus story of the week, I love it. It's our Christmas light list.
Oh, look at that.
It's got directions to every location. You just click on it, and it'll tell you how far it is from your house. That's the Campbell's Christmas Light Show in Dunaweg.
Beautiful.
I had to check that out last night. There's music that goes along with a lot of these. This is my favorite. Don't tell, I do have a favorite. The Molinaro Christmas light display. Dustin Molinaro has the nostalgic blow molds. They're from the 50s and 60s. They're really, really cool. He also raises money for Toys for Tots. And Neosho, the Spring Park in Neosho, Carthage has lights. There's just so many different
festivities
places.
everywhere.
So there's probably, I bet there's 30 locations, and there's a list on our list, and you can drive to each one, and I've arranged them in different categories of different areas. So
how fun!
I do work hard on that because I love it,
do.
and I think a lot of people appreciate it too. So
you always
check it out on
so
our website.
Hard. Yes,
That's
thanks
our
so
bonus
much,
story.
Shannon. We'll stick around. We'll be right back.
All right, time for some Friday birthdays, and we are starting in Fort Scott with Trey Laird celebrating birthday number 1 today.
And also celebrating their first birthday, a big happy birthday to William High School. It says here, love you bunches.
And in Moran, Kansas, we've got Cambry Stroud celebrating birthday number 3. It says, Mama and Daddy love you.
Heading over to Sheldon, a happy 5th birthday to Gatlin Baldwin. It says love Grandma and Grandpa Lanning.
And in La Harpe, Carl Adair celebrating birthday number 21 with love from your family.
And in Arma, twins Anna and Ashley Lovell are celebrating their 22nd birthdays. Happy birthday.
And down to Columbus we go for Bryce Davis celebrating birthday number 23. Happy birthday.
And in Arma, happy 29th birthday to Drew Lovell.
And in Chanute, we've got Tiffany and Barbara Ribick celebrating a birthday. One is 43, the other is 80. Happy birthday.
Heading over to Pittsburgh, a happy 46th birthday to Matt C.
And in Cherokee, another twin birthday, Robin Carson and Dawn Pointer celebrating birthday number 55.
And in Pittsburgh, a happy 21st anniversary to Tim and Delaney Adam.
And in Columbus again, Melody White celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, Melody.
Back over to Pittsburgh, a happy birthday to Emily Porter. It says happy birthday from your husband, Luke, and Sandberg family.
And we've got Rhonda Rhodes celebrating a birthday. It says happy birthday, love, from all your kids and grandkids.
And continuing our list with happy 90th birthday to Dale Newton in Chanute.
And in Lawton, Christy York celebrating another year wiser.
And last but not least, a happy birthday to Emma Warren.
All right, another great list of birthdays and anniversaries, and we want every list to be great. And
Yes,
you
we
can
do.
participate by doing something quite easy.
Yes, go ahead and submit those birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays@koamnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those wonderful photos, messages to meet the deadline that you see there at the bottom of your screen. To also include the date of your celebration as well.
Certainly important information and some information you need to know as you head out the door, and that would be your weather forecast. We're going to start with the Future Track. Future Track has been showing the weather chances or rain chances as early as 10 a.m., but I think the better chances, and they're not great, but they'll be better once we get past noon for some isolated to widely scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. Skies will be cloudy, winds will be gusting out of the south upwards of 30. And again, right now it's pretty cold in the northern, almost the northern half of our viewing area, because that cold front came just a few miles further south overnight. By this afternoon, it'll go back up north, and you guys will have an opportunity to thaw out just a little bit. We go overnight now. After about 11 o'clock or so, more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity starting to roll through the area. So these are our better chances of rain overnight tonight. And the good news is, with any thunderstorms, no severe weather is expected. And even though temperatures are going to be falling into the 40s, all of this should be falling as rain, which is good news as well. And I'm not quite ready for winter weather just yet. But we'll have showers and thunderstorms scattered as we continue into the first half of our Saturday, becoming much more isolated by mid-morning, and by about noon, we're done. We're going to be left with mostly cloudy skies through bulk of Saturday, still gusty winds out there, and by late evening and overnight, those clouds clear out, so without that blanket, temperatures drop into the 30s. So a cold night tomorrow night into Sunday. Sunday, partly cloudy to start, then will become mostly cloudy, south winds increasing, temperatures even warmer, and then overnight into Monday morning, we'll have another round of showers and thunderstorms. We're going to have another look at your forecast here in just a moment, as well as news you need to know. And when we switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., a developing app is working to help reduce the amount of food that gets thrown away.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Freeman's Women's Pavilion in Joplin has temporarily stopped its mammography services. Now, the changes come after concerns about quality. The organization says the images have failed to meet the ACR's clinical image quality standards as required by the FDA. Now, in the meantime, breast care and mammography services are being redirected to the Freeman Neosho Hospital Women's Pavilion. Overdose drug deaths across Missouri have dropped by 23% in 1 year. In the southwestern region alone, the number of deaths fell from 130 to just 100. Medical professionals attribute this decrease to improved education efforts and the wider availability of Narcan, a life-saving overdose reversal drug. U.S. Cellular made a donation of music equipment in Pittsburgh yesterday. Among the items donated were woodwind cleaning kits, drum kits, a marching bag for clothes and items, and so much more. The gear went to the Josiah Fletcher Foundation to support using music and community service to uplift and empower the people of Southeast Kansas. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And as you head out the door, some of our northern counties still pretty cold. All of us eventually into the 50s today. A few isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder this afternoon. South winds gusting upwards of 30. Still isolated showers initially through the evening. Temperatures leveling out a bit. We'll go into the upper 40s tonight. South winds still gusting, but after midnight, scattered showers and storms becoming a bit more widespread. They'll continue into the first half of our Saturday. And then we'll be in the 60s, mostly cloudy, still breezy. Mostly cloudy again on Sunday, low 60s. More storms Sunday night into Monday, and then a cold front comes in Tuesday, and that'll drop our temperatures, putting them back down to slightly more seasonable, but definitely cold levels.
Alrighty. Coming up today at noon, we're making Santa's Spritzer in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, we'll hear how an app is helping save millions of pounds of food waste.
Plus, climate change may be having an effect on snow production this holiday season. But that's going to wrap it up for now. See you back here Monday morning, almost got me, at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.